The planet of Dathomir was one that was located far from the corruption in the Republic, but that soon changed with the attack on the native Nightsisters and the capture of young Dathomirian Asajj Ventress. The young Force sensitive was eventually freed from her enslavement by Jedi Knight Ky Narec, and he helped her rise through the Jedi Order. But the death of her master and their subsequent use of the dark side caught the attention of the Sith apprentice Dooku, as he aimed to eventually overthrow his master Sidious. The Dark Lord of the Sith did not fail to notice this rising threat, and upon one mission over the system of Sullust, Dooku had to show his loyalty by eliminating the Nightsister. Still in the dark side, Ventress managed to survive the attack from her master and learn the truth upon reuniting with the leader of her old clan in Mother Talzin. But the failure to kill Dooku and the massacre that struck her entire Nightsister clan led Ventress to lead a life of bounty hunting, and she soon had a chance to make amends with the Jedi. The Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi had become embroiled in the activity of his old adversary Maul, and she chose to assist the Jedi in his duel with the Zabraks of Maul and Savage. Following the duel, Obi-Wan tried to get the Council to suggest to the Republic that they should clear Ventress of her charges, but he had not been successful. But what if Obi-Wan had succeeded? What if Ventress rejoined the Jedi Order? How could she help the Republic avenge her old master? As you're going to discover, her return could have changed the outcome of the Clone War. Inside of his escape module, the Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi looked heavily battle-scarred and beaten, but nothing hurt more than the experience of seeing Maul alive in the flesh. Aware that the brothers would be chasing him until death, the Jedi quickly made a return to the Jedi Temple and took his seat in the Council Chamber. Obi-Wan had felt the change in Ventress and suggested to push for a return to the Jedi Order, as she could reveal key information about the Separatists and her powers could be an asset. Yoda is extremely skeptical, as he did not think that one could return from the temptation of the dark side, but Ventress was a particular case. The Grand Master avoided the discontent amongst the other council members and asked Obi-Wan to bring Ventress to the temple, where he planned to put her loyalties to the test. The Jedi Master had lost track of her after the ordeal on Raydonia, but remembered the escape pod she had left the planet in, and went to the Jedi archives to see if there had been any traces of such a ship from the Republic database. Still without the answers he needed, he asked Anakin to help with the search, but upon hearing that Ventress could be returning, he looked furious. Obi-Wan tried to carefully explain that she could hold the key to Republic victory in the war, but Anakin did not believe she could maintain her loyalties. The Jedi Knight stomped towards the Jedi Master Terrace Sanube, and he used his knowledge of the Coruscant underworld to determine that Ventress had been seen in the lower levels. Anakin quickly sprints off to his speeder, with his blade prepared for battle, and his master has to chase him using his starfighter, worried that Anakin would kill the Nightsister. Although he was no slouch at flying, he failed to keep up with the Jedi Knight, and he eventually found Anakin battling Ventress on level 1312 through the maze of streets. The Jedi Master jumped in between the battle and separated them before a death occurred, as he then ordered Anakin to leave. The Jedi Knight reluctantly trudged to the Galactic City as Obi-Wan asked Ventress to go back to the temple. The Nightsister turned away in disgust, as she still held a grudge against the Jedi for failing to protect her master. Obi-Wan remarked that he had also felt the same grudge after the death of Qui-Gon, and together they could help her get vengeance for what Dooku had done. Considering the offer, she decided to consult Talzin before joining the Order, and took the trip to Dathomir. Although their clan and planet had been ruined by Dooku's forces, Talzin had made a return, and she had seen visions of Ventress collaborating with the Jedi, and decided that she should join the Order, deeming it to be the lesser of the evils, and they could be useful in helping to destroy the Sith. Returning to her former home, she had managed to go through the painful memories on her journey to the Council Tower, and she looked at the seated council members. Yoda could not sense the strong darkness he had felt during their previous encounter, but he knew that her exposure to the dark side would not allow her to become a Jedi, so they decided to disguise her as a temple guard. The council spread the word that the Republic forces had managed to kill the Nightsister in the depths of Coruscant, hoping to ignite a response from the Sith, whilst in the meantime, Ventress was feeding information about the Separatists to the Jedi. but the plan had one weakness in Anakin Skywalker, and after the Chancellor had heard of the rumours from the Council, he found them to be suspicious, so he summoned his friend to his office. The Jedi Knight did not have the authority to reveal the truth behind Ventress, but Palpatine knew that the Jedi had something planned for the Nightsister, because nothing could escape the Sith Lord. As he had expected, Palpatine quickly received a holographic transmission from Dooku, and the apprentice also suspected that all was not as it seemed. The Sith were curious that the Jedi would use their victory to boost their morale, and Dooku realised that they were using Ventress to counter their tactics. Palpatine ordered Dooku to find a suitable counter in Republic form, and the Count of Sereno chanced upon a report from the planet of Lola Seu. Knowing that it could turn the war in his favour, the apprentice quickly entered into his ship and eventually set foot on the lava planet. Following the death of the prison warden Ozzy Sobek, the area had been placed in the hands of super tactical droids, and Dooku barged into the warden's office. The droid diverts Dooku to one of the many holding cells, and there he finds the thoroughly injured ARC Trooper Echo. Dooku orders for the droids to take Echo to a medical bay, not to repair his broken limbs, but to place him in a stasis to feed knowledge to the Separatists. This had a dramatic effect on the war, as the Republic and the Separatists continued to fight to no end, but Ventress had another weapon to deploy. As the Nightsisters had failed to avenge Dooku, she had decided to embark on a dangerous mission, alongside Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, trying to gather the remnants of the broken Nightsister clan. As they approached the planet, they were shocked to find a Separatist blockade in front of them, and they tried to avoid the intense fire from the turrets. Although they used their skills to sustain light damage to their engines, they could do nothing to avoid the Rekison class warship and its tractor beam, slowly creeping into one of the many docking tubes. The Jedi ignite their lightsabers, and made quick work of the initial droid patrols, as they desperately formulated a plan to reach the surface below. Behind her bounty hunter helmet, the retractable faceplate masks the anger from Ventress, hearing the metallic clattering of General Grievous. The cyborg saw Ahsoka's lightsabers as potential additions to his vast collection, and swiftly assisted the droids in battle. The Jedi are aware that Grievous needed them alive to take to Dooku, and take a large risk by taking control of a stationed Separatist tri-fighter, then directed its fire at the core of the ship. With each massive strike, the droids begin to slip from the smooth surface of the docking area, and the ship tilted until even Grievous needed to assume his four-legged form. The Jedi use the chaos to run back to their ship and descend to the planet as they watch the warship beginning to explode. Ventress knew that they had little time, as Grievous would be able to escape and report the development to Dooku, so they run to where Ventress had previously found Talzin. To their relief, the leader of the clan is still in the village alone, and Ventress proposes that they join forces with the Jedi to try and overcome the Sith. The spiritual leader knew that the Night Brothers would be firmly opposed to the idea, but defeating Sidious was their priority, and she conjured a spell to draw all of the remaining Nightsisters from the safety of their caves. The clan all enter an abandoned salvage ship, and they are not surprised to see that the previous Rekison class destroyer had been replaced by another warship, and Ahsoka manages to relay the news to the Council before they approached it. The Jedi and the Nightsisters stall time by completing orbits of the planet to confuse the pilot droids, but they soon respond by firing. The old and battered ship takes more hits than it could handle, and they tumbled back to the planet's atmosphere until they are drawn in by the arriving Republic tugboat. The Jedi General Anakin Skywalker had answered their calling, and as Obi-Wan had been occupied by Maul, he had to take up the rescue. Diverting their ship to the planet of Florum, the new recruits had to face their first challenge, with the fall of Master Gallia to Savage Opress. The Jedi land beside one of the Dust Bowls, then all charged to the Zabraks, trying to run away from the pirates. As Maul carried his injured brother to their intended escape craft, the Dathomirians shot it to pieces, and the Jedi jumped down to help Obi-Wan. Making quick work of the already injured Savage, Talzin orders them not to kill them, harbouring plans to revive them to their former glory, but Anakin had other ideas. The Jedi Knight sought revenge for the death of Qui-Gon, and unlike his master, the rage could not be contained, as he sliced Maul's arms. Pointing his lightsaber at the throat of both Zabraks, Maul remarked that the Jedi would lose their chance of defeating Sidious if they were to kill him, and Obi-Wan decides that they should be taken back to Coruscant. The brothers are guarded at all times on their journey, and the Jedi had the chance to get the upper hand. As the Venator-class Star Destroyer pulled into the docking platform, the cages of the Zabraks were placed into the possession of the Jedi and moved to the Republic military base. The Jedi were not blind enough to realise that the formidable brothers could not be broken, and they decided to dispatch Ventress to strike a deal. The Dathomirian brings her Nightsisters, and Talzin promises Maul that he would have his chance to avenge both Sidious and Obi-Wan if he told her about Palpatine. Maul bowed to Talzin, and he was about to reveal the true identity of Palpatine when lightsabers ignited behind them. General Grievous had snuck onto the planet with the help of Palpatine and had arrived in time to thwart the deal. Talzin ordered the others to run as she held him off, but as they exit the area, they see chaos. Palpatine had not been confident in the skills of Grievous and supported the cyborg with a Separatist attack. Back inside the Jedi Temple, the Council had been waiting for the Nightsisters to return from their interrogation when an ominous rumbling interrupted their meeting. Admiral Yularen quickly warned of the breach in the Coruscant airspace, and Yoda and Windu have to sort out a strategy before the lives of those on the surface could be lost. Anakin, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are tasked with helping the Nightsisters when the Jedi Knight received a desperate message from Chancellor Palpatine. Anakin rushed off to the Senate building as Obi-Wan and Ahsoka tracked the escaped Maul and Savage right to the depths of Coruscant's Works district. The Zabraks are still injured from their skirmish on Florum, and the Jedi ambushed them using the maze of buildings, then ordered them to reveal the truth behind the Sith. Maul listened to the cries of the Nightsisters and thought he could deal with Obi-Wan later, and revealed that Palpatine was the one behind everything. The Jedi quickly try to find Anakin, but all lines of communication have been cut off, and Obi-Wan orders the clones to take the brothers back to their cell as they look for Anakin. Jumping aboard a civilian speeder, the Jedi burst through the window of the Chancellor's office, but find it empty. The Jedi then run to the temple immediately, and Yoda deploys several council members to search for the missing Jedi and Sith. But emerging from the temple, they suddenly find the clones pointing their lightsabers in their direction, as a giant holographic figure of Palpatine emerged to execute Order 66. In the midst of it all, Dooku and Grievous looked up from the battle with the Nightsisters, and felt betrayed that they had not been a part of Sidious's plans. The Jedi take advantage by using them to block the fire from the clones and the droids on their way to Grievous's flagship. Sazi Tin cleverly diverts the squadron of Arc 170 starfighters away from the Jedi's intended target, and the Jedi home in on the Dreadnought. Most sustained heavy damage but make it into the primary hangar bay, assisted by the Nightsisters, and battle the droids. The presence of Windu is a massive boost, as he effortlessly destroyed everything blocking their path and guided them to the turbo lifts. Ascending into some kind of throne room, they see Palpatine talking to Anakin, and the Sith Lord accused the Jedi of collaborating with dark entities to take down the Senate. Obi-Wan pointed his lightsaber at the Chancellor and told him that the truth had been revealed by Maul and the activity of the clones, something that Anakin had not been aware of due to the distraction of Palpatine. The Chancellor sensed the change in mood of Anakin, and his unerring confidence in his manipulation ebbed away as he blasted out of the ship and onto an escape pod. The Jedi followed Palpatine in the remaining escape pods, but as they enter the atmosphere of Coruscant, Windu orders them to jump out before Palpatine incinerated their pods from the ground. The Sith then tried to make it appear as if Dooku was the real enemy, but no one was convinced. All of the Jedi and the Nightsisters charged at the remaining Sith and the clones, and despite their immense power, the Sith fell to the floor. The sound of Maul's scream of delight echoed into the air, but those were silenced by Anakin, who put an end to the Zabraks for his master. The death of Talzin in the final battle had drained the energy from the Nightsisters, and they could not respond to the Jedi, so retreated back to their caves on Dathomir. Ventress, however, chose to remain on Coruscant, and even though she had not personally exacted revenge on Dooku, her task had been complete. The Jedi gave her a new role, helping Master Terra Sunube, and occasionally Quinlan bossing Coruscant's underworld. Ventress was always meant to be a Jedi. That is it for What If Ventress Rejoined the Jedi Order. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.